Hello everyone, welcome to CSR's UPSC online classes. This will be our continuation video of environment MCQs and it will be the set 4. The first 3 sets are already uploaded. So anyone who hasn't gone through it can please go and check it. Fine. So let's start with today's 10 MCQs of environment topic. Okay, the first question, consider the following about the migratory species champion program. Okay, the first statement, this program comes under the framework of IUCN. Second, recently India joined the ranks of conservation of migratory species champions for the first time. Now here if you see the second, this may not look like a contemporary issue, but it's actually taken from current affairs. The question I've taken from current affairs because recently something had happened in India. Fine. So first statement is wrong. Okay, it is not IUCN. It is CMS, Conservation of Migratory Species. Now recently something happened called Gandhinagar Declaration. Okay, Gandhinagar Declaration. The CMS COP happened in India, right? So second statement is correct. India joined the ranks of conservation of migratory species champions for the first time in India only. Here only, it was one of the points which happened. So now you need to know, so CMS is in news. Okay, so you need to know each and every detail about CMS. See the UPSC sites and also sites which are available in internet, they will not cover everything. So something you need to do it on your own. You have to go to the CMS site. You have to check for some important schemes which are very relevant from prelims point of view. You can find that the migratory species champions program. There is a champions program. Okay, and this CMS came from, it is also known as the Bonn Convention. Okay, these things you might be knowing because these are common stuff which you can check in books also. So because it is a news, so this champions program becomes important. Champions program is under CMS, okay, not under IUCN. Fine. Okay. So the same thing I've written, this comes under the Convention of the Conservation of Migratory Species, that is CMS. Recently the CMS COP 13 was held in Gandhinagar in India, that is the Gandhinagar Declaration. And India joined the ranks of CMS champions for the first time. Now this program, which is called the Champions Program, the Migratory Species Champions Program, it is also, now it is under CMS. CMS is also called as a Bonn Convention. And the main objective of this program is it aims to promote initiatives developed under the CMS family and encourage their sustainable supports. Means CMS, the schemes or the programs which are under the CMS, there is a special initiative which will help those programs. Okay, fine. Okay, next question. Consider the following statements. Now, here the question is, consider the following about CBIT, Capacity Building Initiative for a Transparency Fund, CBIT. Now, this also becomes important because it is also a part of static. Now, how it's part of static, I'll tell. It is an outcome of the UNFCCC Paris Agreement. It will be set up by GEF. GEF is the Global Environment Facility. It is also a static topic with World Bank as a trustee. Now, Paris Agreement is very famous. Okay, COP21, 2015. Okay, this CBIT also was launched in COP21, so it is correct. It will be set up by Global Environment Facility with World Bank as a trustee. It is also correct. Now, because COP21 Paris Agreement is a static topic, so any information related to Paris Agreement, you have to know it. It can come in any format. Okay, there are a lot of information regarding Paris Agreement. You might be going through many monthly magazines, but please try to consolidate all stuffs which is related to Paris Agreement, because there are a lot of information which is related to Paris. Okay, so both are correct here. So this fund, this is a fund which came in this Paris Agreement. Okay. Okay, Paris Agreement is always in news. It is by CBIT fund, that is Capacity Building Initiative for a Transparency Fund. It was an outcome of the UNFCCC Paris Agreement in 2015. It will be set up by GEF, Global Environment Facility. Now, GEF is also a static subject, like a static topic. You need to go each and every detailing about GEF with financial support from developed nations like US, UK, and Canada. World Bank acts as a trustee. Usually all those things, World Bank generally acts as a trustee of these funds. Like World Bank also acts as a trustee of GEF fund. Okay. Fine. Next question. The Pampa Declaration is about which of the following? Now, Pampa Declaration. First statement, living entity status to River Pampa for the revival of Muziris city. Now, Muziris city is also a very important ancient city of Kerala. Now, Pampa is a river in Kerala. Expediting work of Muniyar Dam. Muniyar Dam is also in Kerala. Women entry to Sabrimala temple. Now, it is also related to Kerala. Now, 4 of the 4 options are related to Kerala, but it becomes a very factual statement. You have to know there was a declaration of Kerala government regarding giving living entity status to a river, Pampa. So option 1 is correct. Okay, option 1 is correct. So Pampa Declaration is a specialized plan of Kerala government which plans to give it a living entity status. It was not recent, I guess it was 2 years or 2.5 years back, but current affairs are also coming for the last 2 to 3 years. And Pampa River is also a very famous river, which is in a way news. It happens to be news every time. Okay, so I thought of including. Next question. Consider the following about Carbon Pricing Leadership Coalition. Now, this is also very important. Carbon Pricing Leadership Coalition. Now, this is an intergovernmental body was launched at the UNFCCC COP25 Madrid, which happened latest, okay, 2019 December. This coalition was initiated by World Bank. The aim of this coalition is to expand the use of effective carbon pricing policies. Now, from the 3 statements, third statement, in a way you can guess, okay, carbon pricing related to something related to pricing, carbon pricing. So you can check this is a coalition also because it is their coalition. And to expand the use of carbon, the third statement you can go. Okay, so third statement, if you go, either you go with C or you go with D. Okay, you can cancel these 2 statements. Now you have to know exactly it was launched in the latest COP or not. It was not launched in COP 21, it was launched in COP 21 Paris. Again and again I said Paris Agreement is very important. Lot of things, it's not enough, there are many other things which are in Paris Agreement. Okay, Shandy, the things you will not get everything in a single book. Again and again, I'm telling you will not get everything in a single book. You have to learn by yourself. You have to go to the UNFCCC site. You have to give time to it and you have to learn by yourself. Okay. This coalition was initiated by World Bank. Yeah, this is correct. So 2 and 3 are correct. So answer is C. Okay. So this is also a static part. See, anything related to COP21 of Paris is a static part. It's not a current. It will be a contemporary static part. Remember. Okay. Fine. Next question. Okay. Same thing I've written here. It is a voluntary. Now remember this is a voluntary association. Okay. It's not mandatory like if you sign anything to Paris Agreement, you have to be a member. It's not like that. And it is also not intergovernmental. It is a voluntary association between government, businesses and civil societies. Launched in 2015 at COP21 in Paris. It's a voluntary partnership of national, subnational, government, businesses and civil society organizations that agree to expand the use of effective carbon pricing policies that can maintain competitiveness, create jobs, encourage innovation, etc., etc. Okay, so here keyword is voluntary. It is not an intergovernmental because if you see government is also a member, business are there, NGOs are there. So obvious it will not be an intergovernmental because in intergovernmental body, the governments become the main part of that, like member of that organization. It is not an intergovernmental organization. Okay, fine. Okay, next question is consider the following statements about brain corals. Now, this is also another topic, brain corals, sometimes in news, brain corals. Okay. These are slow growing species of corals which act as foundation for reefs. Now, the topic is coral reefs. Here, this is brain coral is nothing but the topic here, the parent topic is coral reefs. Second statement, they do not possess a biological brain, but can grow up to 6 feet and live about 900 years. Okay. Third, these kind of corals are very common in Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean. See, this third statement is a trap statement. It is an absolute trap statement. Indian Ocean, it is not found. Okay. It is found in Pacific. It is found in Pacific. It is found in Atlantic. It is found in Caribbean. Okay. So statement 3 is wrong. So 3 you can cancel, 3 you can cancel, 3 you can cancel. 1 and 2. Only if you know it is not in Indian Ocean also, your things are done. Because see, brain coral, these kind of questions are difficult questions. Remember one thing, in difficult MCQs, what UPSC does, generally what UPSC does, it will try to solve you, like you can try to solve, it will frame the options in that way, so that you can try to solve in one elimination. Generally I'm speaking, or else max to max by 2 elimination. Okay. First statement is correct. It's a slow growing species of corals. Second statement is also correct. They do not possess a biological brain. Okay. Fine. I'll read out the explanation so that you can clearly know. So it is found in the western side. Okay. Pacific side, Pacific and Atlantic side. Okay. Brain corals are not common in Indian Ocean. They are mostly found in Atlantic, Pacific and Caribbean. Brain coral, these are slow-growing species of corals which act as foundation for reefs. They do not possess a biological brain. And one more thing you can also learn, they also displace a very important process. It is very common to brain corals. The process name is meandroid tissue integration. Meandroid tissue integration, it's very common to them because this is a phenomenon, you can say, which is done by brain corals. What they do is that the coral here what happens is the coral polyps are able to transfer molecules such as nutrients, hormones, and oxygen, thereby making it easier for the brain coral colony to communicate. So this is the process of meandroid tissue. Nothing, no need to go in detailing, but you need to know the name, meandroid tissue integration related to brain corals. This will also work if in a way this question comes, because these are in-depth questions. So in-depth questions will be very easy. Like somebody if knows something, they can answer. Like a little bit of stuff, if they know, they can answer, because in-depth question will come in an easy format. Easy questions will come in a difficult format. This is the basic rule of UPSC. Like they'll try to like apply tricks into an easy topic, but in difficult questions, obviously there will be some trick, but it will be very plain. If you know it, you can very like it will be a difficult questions can be easy for someone who has gone through it. A very small stuff also, if he knows it, he can answer. Fine. Okay, so meandroid tissue integration is a phenomenon which is carried out by brain corals, and brain corals are not found in Indian Ocean. They are found in Pacific and in that side, Pacific and western side, Pacific and Atlantic and Caribbean. Okay. Next. Okay, next question is very important. This is consider the following statements about the Geneva Convention on the Long Range Transboundary Air Pollution, that is called CLRTAP. Now you may think, what kind of question is this? We haven't heard about this. Those are going through basic books, they will say, okay, we haven't heard about this. Now the thing is, it is related to current affairs also. I'll tell you how. Now, Geneva Convention on Long Range Transboundary Air Pollution is related to current affairs, but you cannot know it directly. Okay, fine. Let's see the statement first. It is the first international legally binding treaty to deal with the problems of air pollution on a broad regional basis, country to country. Transboundary air pollution it handles. Yes, it is correct. It is the first international legally binding treaty. Yes, it is correct. Which deals with regional basis where it works. Transboundary pollution it controls. Okay. India is a party to this convention. No, India is not a party to this convention. Third, the Aarhus Protocol. If this is a convention, Geneva Convention, so obvious there will be some protocols. Basically, even if CCC is a convention, Kyoto is a protocol, Paris Agreement is also kind of a protocol or an agreement. So similarly, this convention also has some 5 to 6 protocols. Out of them, one is the Aarhus Protocol on persistent organic pollutants. Now, POP, you might have gone through Stockholm Convention, all those conventions that triple COPs are there, that is also related to POP. That everyone will know. But here, this is in news. So you may get confused. Okay, POP में तो हमने Stockholm उसमें पढ़ा था, Rotterdam पढ़ा था, Stockholm पढ़ा था. So how can this come? What is our Aarhus then? No, it is correct. The Aarhus Protocol on POP is an agreement under this convention. 1 and 3 are correct. Okay. Now, why it is in news? It is in news because of a protocol under this convention. This is one protocol, Aarhus Protocol and POP. There is another protocol which is in news. This Aarhus Protocol is not in news. That is the Gothenburg Protocol. Gothenburg, which is a place name. The protocol happened in Gothenburg Protocol. It is in news because the protocol is in 1999. Okay, this is the protocol on to abate acidification, eutrophication, and ground level ozone. It is a protocol. The full name is Gothenburg Protocol to abate acidification, eutrophication, all are static topics. See how you can connect static to current affairs. That is more important in UPSC. To abate acidification, eutrophication, and ground level ozone. Ground level ozone is also a static topic. So to control this, there was a protocol under this convention, that is the Gothenburg Protocol. It was amended in 2012. Now you need to write in comment box, what is the news? I'll not tell you, you have to write it. Gothenburg Protocol amended in 2012. Now why it is in news in 2020 or 2021? You have to write in comment box. Okay, fine. Okay, let me read it. So Gothenburg Protocol is in news, and this protocol is under this convention. So the question will come from this convention. Okay, and this convention has some other protocols also. You can mention in comment box like what are the other protocols related to this particular convention. One is Gothenburg Protocol हो गया, एक Aarhus Protocol हो गया, और भी 3-4 protocol है. You can just check and mention in the comment box. Fine. Next. So India is not a party to this convention. Which of the following are known as biological supermarkets? Biological supermarkets किसको बोला जाता है? Is it wetlands? Is it coral reefs? It is peatland. Now peatland is also another very important topic, and kelp forest also another important topic. So all the four topics are static. In-depth static is required. See, environment is a very important topic. Environment you can't neglect and go in UPSC prelims. Okay, environment is a very important. You have to have 80 to 90% clarity on environment. Okay, so biological supermarkets are nothing but wetlands. Okay, coral reefs we do not call biological supermarkets. It may look like, but not. Peatlands, not. Kelp forest, not. So now I need to ask one question. Write the declaration name recently happened, current affairs, which deals with peatlands. Comment box पे लिखो, which deals with peatlands. It is related to current affairs. What is the declaration name? Hint is it is related to, the name is related to Africa. Okay. Okay. Next. So it is wetlands. Okay. Remember, biological supermarkets is wetlands. Do not get confused with other stuffs like coral reefs or some ocean something. Okay. Okay. Next. Wetlands are called biological supermarkets because of their extensive food webs, rich biodiversity, and unique habitats. That is why it is called biological supermarket. Okay. Okay. Next question. So the following is called kidneys of landscapes. Now, kidneys of landscape किसको बोला जाता है? Is it biosphere reserve? Is it coral reefs again? Is it peatlands, or is it natural wetlands? 4 of the 4 stuff are very common. Most of the people will go with biosphere reserve because you see the word here landscape. You will see the word here landscape. So you may think, okay, biosphere reserve also deals with landscapes. No, it is wrong. Coral reefs is wrong. Peatland is wrong. It is nothing but wetlands. Okay. It is kidneys of landscape, also wetlands. So again, I told you now the peatlands also one this initiative, 2 to 3 initiatives also there, and one declaration also there. You can write down in the comment box. Okay. Peatland is very important, by the way. Exam point of view, it is very important. Peatland is important from mains and prelims both. Okay. Next. Natural wetlands are called kidneys of the landscapes because they clean polluted waters, prevent floods, protect shorelines, and recharge aquifers. That is why it's called kidneys of landscape. कहीं ना कहीं वो क्लीन करते हैं, किडनी हमारा क्लीन करता है, राइट? क्लीन पॉल्यूटेड वाटर्स, प्रिवेंट फ्लड, शोरलैंड को प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं, इसीलिए वेटलैंड बोला जाता है. ओके, फाइन. Okay, ninth question. It's also in current affair. Consider the following about the recent CAG report on environmental crimes. कुछ environmental crimes related CAG had put. CAG is Comptroller and Auditor General. It had put some report लाया था इन्होंने. According to the report, 40% of the environmental crimes are from Madhya Pradesh. Most of the crimes violated the Environment Protection Act of 1986. Now see, this is a complete factual current affair. If you do not know, you can't answer. 40% of the environments did not come from this one Madhya Pradesh. It came from Rajasthan, and most of the crimes violated the WPA Act of 1972 and the Forest Conservation Act of 1980. They violated Environment Protection Act, agree, but most, here the word is most. I'm going according to the report. Okay, most of they violated these two acts. So both the statements are wrong. It's none. Okay, so basically some provisions you need to know, and remember one thing, acts are very important. I'll try before prelims because I'm busy in classes, so I'm not getting time. I'll try to put these acts. These acts are very important. Lot of information you'll get, lot of provisions you'll get. It's not a 5 to 6 line act. These are not 5 to 6 line acts. These are lot of provisions are there, and any provision can come in any exam in any format. Remember, so try to make notes. Okay, do not rely on like websites, on normal UPSC websites. You can rely, but try to go beyond that. Okay. Okay, so here report is both are wrong. 40% crimes Rajasthan. Most of the crimes violated the Forest Conservation Act of 1980. From this act only the concept of compensatory afforestation came. This is the act from where the compensatory afforestation, जो कैंपा बोलते हैं ना, कैंपा का एक अलग सा act भी है. There is a separate act of कैंपा 2016, but the concept came from this act. ओके, वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट से भी काफी क्राइम्स हुए हैं, एंड रीजन है कि वाइल्ड लाइफ कंट्रोल क्राइम कंट्रोल यूनिट वर नॉट एस्टेब्लिश्ड इन राजस्थान. Ranthambore Tiger Reserve, Sariska Tiger Reserve were not regulated due to absence of local advisory committee. Ranthambore Tiger Reserve, static part, you have to like go each and everything on this Tiger Reserve. Sariska also very important. In Ranthambore, 5 out of 10 core areas were not closed in monsoon season. The CAG identified several irritants to the wildlife in the area. जैसे कि एक अभेड़ा बायोलॉजिकल पार्क है कोटा में, it had garbage dumping yard nearby the others. और भी बहुत concerns like fire ranging of the army के पास रहता है, वहाँ पे border के आसपास है, industrial areas, slum, ये सब बहुत problems कर रहे हैं. These are creating problems regarding wildlife and environment. Okay, last question, very important question. Consider the following statement. The precautionary principle, बहुत बार ये word सामने आता है, precautionary principle. You might have heard, you might have gone through this word n number of times. Now, what is this? Precautionary principle is a strategy to make the party responsible for producing pollution. कोई भी party, कोई भी लोग, कोई भी individual, if कोई भी entity, if it is producing pollution, so you have to pay for it. Now, it is not precautionary principle. It is polluters pay principle. Simple. See the statement, making the party responsible for producing pollution. It is not precautionary. It is polluters pay principle. Simple. Polluter pay principle भी बहुत बार हमने पढ़ा था. Okay, it's first here. It is precautionary. Okay, its first international implementation was in 1987 through the Montreal Protocol. Now, Montreal Protocol is a static topic. You must have gone through it. Small things you must be knowing. But in detailing each and every information to learn, you have to do it self-study, or you have to like read some more books. एक particular books आपको हर चीज मिलेगा नहीं. You have to make efficient use of books and internet. Okay, so second statement is correct. It was first implemented in the Montreal Protocol. Then it started in Rio, then in Kyoto, Paris. आज के date में, today's time, हर जगह this principle is applied. Okay. So extra information also I have mentioned in explanation. Let us go through it. Okay. So it happened in Okay, first statement is the definition. It is a definition of polluter pay principle. It is not the precautionary principle. Okay, statement 2 is correct. Now, what is precautionary principle? Precautionary principle matlab hai ki it is a strategy for approaching issues of potential harm when extensive scientific knowledge is on the lacking. Is word यहाँ पे नहीं है, यहाँ पे is. Okay, is on the lacking. So यहाँ क्या होता है, अगर कोई भी एक potential harm है, if there is a potential harm, like we are thinking, okay, so harm, and on that particular harm we do not have options, or if we do not have proper scientific knowledge, so we have to take the precautionary principle. We have to bring out some strategies. That is the precautionary principle. ये आया कहाँ से है? तो फर्स्ट देखो दो चीज है, पहले एंडोर्समेंट कहाँ हुआ था, इंप्लीमेंट कहाँ हुआ था. एंडोर्समेंट अगर आएगा सो इट इज 1982. ओके, इट इज 19 नॉट 1082. 1082 बहुत पुराना हो जाएगा. 1982 में एक और डिक्लेरेशन काइंड ऑफ हुआ था, दैट इज द वर्ल्ड चार्टर फॉर नेचर. ये भी एक स्टैटिक टॉपिक है. ये आपको नया लग सकता है, जो नए नए फ्रेशर्स, फॉर फ्रेशर्स इट में लुक very new, but these are the stuff which will help you in prelims. Okay, if you are giving UPSC prelims, these will help you. I do not know about state exams, but for UPSC you have to have knowledge on all these things. So World Charter of Nature happened in 1982. So ये अगर आपको पता है तो क्रोनोलॉजी क्वेश्चंस हो जाएगा. अगर स्टॉकहोम डिक्लेरेशन आ गया, अरेंज द फॉलोइंग: स्टॉकहोम डिक्लेरेशन, वर्ल्ड चार्टर ऑफ नेचर, फिर रियो 10. तो आपको अगर पता ही नहीं है वर्ल्ड चार्टर ऑफ नेचर हुआ कब तक, यू कांट आंसर दैट. आपको दो चीज पता है, रियो पता है, स्टॉकहोम पता है, ये सबको पता रहता है, मॉन्ट्रियल सबको पता रहता है. बट उसमें बीच में वो एक ऐसा क्वेश्चन में डालेगा ताकि आपको पता ना हो, because these stuff most people do not know. Only those who study in depth, they only know it. So World Charter of Nature 1982 में हुआ था. It was adopted by United Nations, that is United Nations General Assembly. और इनका फर्स्ट इम्प्लीमेंटेशन प्रिकॉशनरी प्रिंसिपल का in 1987 through the Montreal Protocol हुआ था. Okay. Soon after the principle got integrated with Rio, then Kyoto. फिर आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आज के डेट में everyone, all countries, mostly all countries are using this principle. Polluter principle make का क्या होता है, to make the party responsible for producing pollution and paying the damage. Okay, जैसे कि हम कार्बन टैक्स देते हैं, ओके, कोल टैक्स देते हैं, तो ये वही पॉल्यूटर पे प्रिंसिपल. अगर if you are polluting you have to pay for it. So it gets strong support in OECD countries and even India भी ये बहुत सपोर्ट में है. OECD countries काफी सपोर्ट करते हैं. OECD is an IR topic, IR static topic. Okay. Okay, fine. So ये था हमारा आज का some potential questions which will help you in value addition. Okay. बाकी आप अगर एग्जाम से पहले I have decided कि some of my students have told me to start modern history again. I'm starting modern history again in some 15 to 20 days. I'll be putting the ad in my Telegram channel, so you can go to there, and if anyone wants to cover or revise with some extra stuff, so they can just contact me. Okay, fine then. This is my website. You can go through it and check. Okay, thank you.